Well, as many of you know, Sports Business Radio is the longest running sports business show ever. We started in 2004. We launched this show because we thought there was an interest in covering the business side of sports and what goes on behind the scenes. We also wanted to make sure that you were hearing from league commissioners, team owners, elite athletes, agents, and shoe executives firsthand. Today, we have an exciting announcement to share. Yahoo Media Group is uniting sports and finance with a new sports business hub, which will be featured on yahoosports.com and yahoofinance.com. Sports Business Radio is part of this new sports business hub. We couldn't be happier about our new partnership with Yahoo Media Group. Joining me to discuss this new sports business hub and the announcement is Ryan Spoon, president of Yahoo Media Group. Ryan, thanks for joining me on Sports Business Radio, and we're so excited about this.
Thank you for hosting, including, and most importantly, thank you for being a part of this. We're really excited about what it represents and what it means for audiences. As you know better than anyone, there's just so much interest here from usage and the conversion or the intersection of sports and finance and business and what that means on the court or field and in the boardroom. It's really a fascinating time. That's why you are so good at what you do. And why we're excited to work together with you and a bunch of other partners.
Yeah, so let's talk about who are some of the other partners, who will be in this hub, how is it going to work? I know it's free and unlocked for all, so there's no subscription here, which is great. Tell us a little bit more about the hub.
So let me step back for a second and describe how this connects to a broader strategy, which is we've had a lot of success here across Yahoo Sports and across Yahoo Finance, working with really exceptional partners in different verticals and doing that where we help contribute content, but they also are the voice in the brand, and those become destinations in those verticals. So we've done that on sports with areas like in racing, with F1 coming, motorsport, and with One Football ahead of World Cup and global soccer. We've done that in collectibles and culture. We've done that on the finance side with crypto. And in a lot of those cases, there were so many amazing partners adding to that to create a pretty vibrant, really in-depth experience. Between Yahoo Sports, which on its own is 100 million plus people a month, a huge audience, and Yahoo Finance, which on its own is number one in finance, and 100 million plus people who go there for stock, portfolio, and news. There's this really amazing kind of intersection of where business meets sport, or sport is driving business, or what's happening around media and business is affecting or driving sport. And that can be everything from what the economics around World Cup look like, to we have, the writer of the year in Ross Dellinger. Obviously, college represents a lot of this. Last week was Nike and Lululemon, right? All these stories connect. And so this will be the first experience that we have that sits between Yahoo Sports and Yahoo Finance, and represents amazing work by a lot of awesome voices, yourself included. But folks like Front Office Sports, John Wall Street, Sports Business Journal, a whole variety of folks who are in the same topical sphere, but doing very different things, voice or focus-wise. And when we put all those together with their brands, of course, we think we can create a really unique, meaningful destination, help drive traffic, as we always do as Yahoo. It's core to who we are, to the partners. And then we also supplement. So we'll be adding to this with our own kind of 1P, if you will, added voices with folks like Dylan Dietrich, who will write a newsletter and add some content. We think this can be really special and stand out in an area that, frankly, needs a real kind of in-depth voice here because it's so active and interesting and changing.
I love the different partners that you selected. I think it's great that this is kind of a one-stop shop. Go to yahoosports.com, go to yahoofinance.com, and you'll be able to find this content, some of it original, some of it branded. There's so many big sporting events coming up, World Cup, LA 28 Olympics. It seems like this is the perfect time to lean into sports business.
And I know this off the top of my head because we're in the planning cycle of the next few months. And I always say in sports, having lived at ESPN and now Yahoo, uh, our August is our Q4. It is our Black Friday, right? Because you're prepping for football. But if you think about the next 60 days, it's insane. And then you think about what that all means from a business perspective, it's equally fascinating and wild. So you have F1 coming to Miami. We're going to work there, obviously, with motorsport, but also Apple and have the test and the practice rounds. F1's in a new home doing amazing things with Apple. You have a heavyweight title fight with Rousey on Netflix. You have the MLB Home Run Derby on Netflix. You have WrestleMania last week on ESPN. You have an amazing, obviously, I think we're 45 days out, something like that, from World Cup. Then you have an amazing opening week of college football. I think there's 5 straight nights in the first true opening week, and it goes Texas, Notre Dame, Alabama, Florida. Like everyone gets their own night. It's pretty amazing. And then the NFL season starts on a Wednesday, and Thursday, I think, is from Australia. It's amazing. And you can map out the beautiful part about sports is we can tell you what's kind of going to be watched or calendared over the next 365 days. We can't tell you the result or what is added on top, or what the business implications are, but we can start to plan for those things as you do every day, and all of the partners across this hub are going to do.
The other thing I love is what you're doing with your FAST channel. Maybe you can tell people about the daily Yahoo Sports Daily Show on the FAST channel.
So we have, it's not a year old. It's probably closer to 7 or 8 months at this point, maybe 6. But we now do about 60 hours of live programming a week. And that is a number that's growing. It's a number that's grown very fast. And it starts with the Daily Show every morning, which is spearheaded by Carolyn Fenton, Jason Fitz. They're tremendous. And they go through and they start the day in sports. What do you need to know? So today or last night would have been, for instance, the NFL draft and the kind of 3-hour mega show there. They'll be on this show this morning. And it goes in throughout the rest of the day with all the other coverage we do, which also partners play a really big role. And they play a big role in, does this become its own show? As we talk about, is it a way for us to help create content, feature partners? But do those partners, or as news comes in the business world, have a role to play on those shows? And so it's not just written, but helping you as the expert come voice when hypothetically there's news around the draft or whatnot, and what lens do we apply there? We are the home now to over 60 indoor football league games. That's been a ton of fun. The same way I'm talking about the desire to collaborate with talent from you and this vertical with our side. We've gone the other way too, where folks like Nate Tice, our draft and NFL expert, and Jason Fitz, our daily host, are regular announcers on IFL. That's been a ton of fun. The results have been really stronger than expected, really good. So you'll see us do more of that as well.
Is there anything else that people should know about the new Sports Business Hub, again, that you can find on yahoosports.com or yahoofinance.com?
I think the thing to keep in mind is that the volume and the definition of what qualifies as sports or business, I think is much wider than any of us really recognize. And it is widening every day.
Yeah.
And if you spend 5 minutes scrolling through the front of Yahoo Sports or the front of Yahoo Finance without this lens, it will become really apparent. if you scroll through X or Instagram and you see things from trading cards to team valuations to team ownership to where do I watch this to what's happening in college to what am I wearing as a brand and how does that impact, I think you'll be very surprised and maybe excited is the wrong word, but energized by how much content and the perspectives that we can lend here.
Yeah. Well, look, we are so excited about this partnership. Thank you so much for including us, and thanks for joining me on Sports Business Radio to kick this off.
Excited to be working together and excited to chat today.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.